You touch upon something very interesting, which is obviously you have fans, and in this day and age, every fan has an opinion and a platform to voice that opinion. So, is that difficult to deal with as a band, that people keep the, like what you mentioned, or you should make this album like this, or we didn't like this about this album, and then, is that difficult to deal with?
No, I just ignore it. You know,
Okay.
you know, you can put it like Matt even did a thing, was like just an open like Twitter thing or something, or Instagram. I can't remember what it was, but one of those fucking dumb things.
Right.
And but the thing was like asking everyone what's their favorite Trivium records, and it was pretty much all across the board. So, you know, for being a band that's done a variety of different records that have all been slightly, you know, had its own thing, there's obviously people are gonna, you know, love Ascendancy and maybe like not like the new record as much because it's not as, you know, fast and screamy or something. But that's you know, I think common with every band. You know, you can pick apart the catalog
Right.
to your choosing. But we just kind of just, you know, from, you know, Ascendancy or whatever, it's like we didn't have fans.
Right.
So we just always wrote music that we just wanted to play and hear as metalheads, and then people dug it. So we just kind of always kept that approach of just, well, if we like playing it, we like to listen to it, you know, there's going to be people out there that I think will like it too. So we've always just kind of done that approach and not been afraid to, you know, broaden our horizons and try new things with each record. You know, sometimes it works really well, sometimes fans don't take to it, but you can never be a pussy and not try.
Right.
You got to at least be bold and you know, take a leap of faith with, you know, hopefully that, you know, try not to be redundant and regurgitate your sound over and over again.
Sure.
That people appreciate the effort in, you know, trying, you know, to push the boundaries a little bit, not go too crazy, you know, like you know, we're not gonna do an acoustic record. I think, you know, that'd be kind of a broad jump from what we normally do. But you know, just always trying to keep things fresh and exciting and challenge the listeners or make them excited that when a new Trivium record comes out, they don't know exactly what they're gonna get, and they'll be excited to take it all in. So it's definitely, you know, we just keep writing and keep making music and
Sure.
keep going.
And well, Silence in the Snow was released in 2015. So has this process that you're on tour right now, but has this process of thinking about where to go with the next one, has that already started?
We were always, you know, talking and thinking of ideas. The creative process with us doesn't really ever really stop too often. Maybe right after we do a record, because we're just been in the studio forever. You know, you just kind of like want to just kind of do something else. But when we're touring and stuff, we're always, you know, getting idea for artwork. You know, walking around cities or, you know, doing something. You know, traveling. You know, is very good for the creative process. Being in different places, you can get ideas for all sorts of things, from seeing and being around stuff that's different than, I guess, your normal surroundings back home. So there's always, usually like you know, when we're, you know, we usually plan really far ahead with, you know, ideas or taking the time to let things develop, that there might be ideas that, you know, come to mind like 8-10 months before we start working on a record. They'd be like, oh, this would be kind of cool for album artwork or this or that, and then 8 months later, that's you know, everyone forgot about that because it's like new ideas keep presenting themselves. So we're always got some ideas. We talk about, even if we haven't really dove into writing musically a lot of stuff, you know, we definitely kind of make little bullet points of like, maybe we should do more of this on this next record, or maybe go this direction. And you know, you just kind of throw out ideas, we talk about it and discuss, and usually we, you know, pretty much agree on, you know, kind of, yeah, I was feeling that too. So
Right.
you know, definitely we've talked about it, but we're not going to quite go into anything yet. But I think fans, with at least what we're kind of thinking in our head, I think there'll be a lot of people that'll be pretty stoked. I won't say anything.
No, you don't have to get into it. But these kind of decisions, are they a reaction to, like you say, you don't want to repeat yourself, you want it to be fresh. So these kind of decisions, are they a reaction to what you've done before as well?
Sometimes. I think we can, once you kind of, you get the record done and you tour on it, you play the songs live, and then it's always good, when you get on tour, you kind of get a vibe with, because you're playing a set list. Like when you're doing the record,
right.
You're just playing all the new songs over and over again, trying to get them ready for the studio and blah blah blah. And then you play live, you're playing the new stuff, and then there's like mixed in with the old stuff. So you're playing like we do like a Ascendancy song, and then a song from In Waves, and then it'll be like a Shogun song, and then a new song, and then blah blah blah. It keeps like different albums mixed in, and then you can kind of get the vibe of like how it really sits in with your catalog, like sonically. And after most of the records, we can kind of I think it was like when we did Shogun, it was a very demanding record. We were in the studio for a long time and got pretty fucking stressed out making that record because there's so much to record
right.
and do, and it took so long doing all the pre-production to put all the fucking songs together. So the reaction to that record and then playing them live, and there's just so much more demand for to be on it, skill-wise, because the riffs are more technical, the songs are longer, and like the reaction to that record was, I guess the same thing as like Metallica going from Justice to the Black Album was like, let's just play something more simple,
right.
And
right.
kind of like break it down where it's still try to write obviously always try to write big catchy songs, but it was kind of more of like the reaction to the Shogun record was like, let's kind of go a little more minimalistic with like the riffs aren't as like whacked out and notey.
Sure.
There's more groove, kind of focus more on like the groove aspect than trying to be overly technical on a lot of stuff. So that was kind of like the reaction, but I thought the reaction produced a really great album that was, obviously if you Shogun In Waves is, you can't really, I guess, confuse the two. So the reaction, took it to a different place, but also made a really cool record in that place.
Right.
So.
And am I right in saying that 2017 you will start on the new record?
Probably. Okay. We got some shows later in the year, but when doing a new record, usually if we have the songs are all to the place or to the point where we feel happy with that we can go in the studio. Recording usually doesn't take too long if you know exactly what you're doing. If the songs are pretty much ready to rock, you got all the lyrics written and stuff, there's not a lot of I guess second guessing or trying to finish something while you're in the studio. It's just all about just laying it down.
Right.
It usually doesn't take too long. So once we get started on something, we can usually time management where it doesn't take us forever to get in and out of the studio. So people will just have to stay tuned on social media and all that stuff for any kind of update further down the road, because obviously nothing will we still got another month of this tour, so nothing's going to start prior to that.
Finally then, because you do have a new drummer in Alex, will that affect kind of the creative process for a next album, or is it too early to say?
Well, he's definitely he's been from close friends that are in the music industry. He's definitely come highly recommended multiple times. Before he came in now, before we had the previous drummer, he was a name that was brought up, that highly recommended before, but he was playing another band at the moment that we were friends with, so we didn't want to like drummer pooch anybody and put them in a shitty situation. So we're like, all right, we'll keep looking and everything. But I think it all just kind of the stars aligned that we had an opportunity to like, hey, here's what we're going to be playing on the next tour. Why don't you come down to Florida and let's see what happens and jam, see how it feels, have a chance to hang out, see how everyone gets along. And everyone that, you know, prior, they were like, dude, I think you guys will get along great. He's an amazing drummer, obviously from, you know, videos we saw. And so once he came down and we jammed, it just everything sounded really good from the start. Like you played the whole set, start to finish, without, you know, having to, you know, it was like played everything like perfect. So we were like, yes, I think this will be really cool. You know, he definitely played everything, knocked it out of the park. And we're just like, oh, we'll do the tour, and you know, give us like 6 weeks to really kind of you know, kind of mesh as a unit to see how it's going to work and fit. And so far we've been having a great time. Getting, you know, people that have seen us play over the years a lot have had rave reviews of, you know, over in the UK, some people were saying it was like the best Trivium show they've seen since, like, you know, our manager even said it was like the best Trivium show he's seen in like 10 years, and that's a lot of shows to compare to. So I think starting off, we've done like 8 shows, but all the shows have been very good, and he's been, you know, very consistent, you know, plays every set awesome. So I think with a drummer like that, where he can play anything and he's got like all the skills in the world, that definitely, you know, I guess for us as songwriters, it definitely, when you have something, you know, player of that caliber, it's pretty much you just get the green light with, you don't have to hold anything back. You know, if you have a drummer that's got issues with certain aspects of playing, or something's not their strong suit when you're writing, you're like, well, I can't really do a part like this because, you know, I don't think it's gonna come off right, or be able to pull it off. So with, you know, someone like Alex, you know, I think of the songwriting process, it definitely kind of takes any of the, I guess, training wheels off, where you could just be like, well, if I want to fucking play something that's super fucking ridiculously fast and double bass and go nuts, you know, he can play it. So as a songwriter, you can pretty much just kind of have free will to just do whatever. So I think that'll be really cool, especially for the 3 of us, you know, writing songs. You know, we can, you know, I think with the last couple of records, there's stuff we can write and do that I think we haven't really shown anyone yet. And I think someone like Alex, you know, hopefully, if everyone agrees, him as well, after this tour, if we want to, after the tour, we'll kind of see where it goes. But, you know, if we end up writing and recording with him, I think it'll be you know, from playing these shows, I think that aspect of the band, I think will benefit really into something pretty awesome if we get there. So I don't want to like, you know, promise too much with you know, because we've had a long history of drummers, and you know, you don't want to lead anyone on, I guess the fans or anyone, about you know, oh, he's going to be, you know, the guy. But we hope so. He's been doing it great. So we just kind of taking it one step at a time for just doing the tour, and then when it comes to writing music, you know, I think it could be a really good thing. And then we're all, you know, I guess hoping that it gets to that point.
Well, looking forward to what comes next. Thank you very much for your time.
No problem, man.